Howdy, 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 everybody. Welcome back to another edition of Let's Paint. I'm your host, Trooper6, and we're still here with the Gengar. Angle this just a little bit. All right, we're here with Gengar, and I brought out these two guys that I have painted before, of course. You got Coughing, you got Wheezing. I love them. I'm a big Team Rocket fan, of course. And, of course, with him, I used the Phoenician Purple, just like we're using with them. And then I tried to keep it more or less still cute and clean and friendly and all that fun stuff. And as you can see, he's from his little dopey face. He's still so cute. He's still so cute. And then, of course, we got Wheezing. Not so cute. Wanted to go a little more putrid with him. I believe I used the Screamer Pink for him. And then, of course, I tried to use some Typhus Corrosion to kind of get him some grit. And use some of the Mantis Warrior and the Nurgle's Rot in there on the smoke and everything. Just to try to sell more of the sickliness that is a Pokemon that is like that. But with that being said, we're going to jump over to the layer of Emperor's Children. The layer paint. And like a true asshole, I wanted to go, State Farm is there. Nope, like a true asshole, we are going to not use it in a layer-ish way. We're going to dry brush it. Because I believe this is going to be the layer, this is going to be the shade we want. Yeah. Because it will accent that purple fairly nicely. I was going to go with a red, like I said before in episode 1. That we were going to go with Army Painter's Pure Red. It's nice and bright and vibrant. And that was the initial plan. Like when I first got Gengar, that was going to be my plan of attack. Was to edge highlight with some pure red. We might have to do another slight layer of that Fulgrim pink. It's very pale. But the idea, of course, is to, like I said, lighten up a bunch of stuff. Because honestly, with a model like this, using Nuln Oil is going to be a maybe. Now, why would it be a maybe? You would think that Nuln Oil goes on everything. And I mean, sure, it can. It very much can. But I don't want to darken everything up too much. If we do things right, we won't need it. You just won't need it anymore. And that's just the tricky part about painting some miniatures, is if you do your basing and your layering and your highlighting correctly, quote unquote, you won't need to. You won't need the Nuln Oil. There are plenty of examples out there of people doing some amazing work, and not once did they ever use a shade oil. That or they're lying and they do it off screen. But there we go. All right, that's all he needs. And we got 2 more colors with us for today's episode. We've got some Mummy Rose and we've got some Skeleton Bone. Now, the Mummy Rose is going to be dry brushed all over the black. The Skeleton Bone is obviously going to be for his teeth and his nails, and the Mummy Robe will tip the edge of those. But before we really do some more dry brushing and whatnot, I'm going to get out some Skeleton Bone. And we're going to get out our brushes again. I do like this Rose Art brush holder. It's very nice. I like it. That's a 0. You know, the 0 just might do it. No, not this one. No. Very sorry. Do I want the Haggard or do I want that Haggard? I think I want this Haggard. All right. And we have changed things up because I've been in a fantastic mood this morning. And I wanted something I could kind of dance to while I was waiting on things to dry. We did take a bit of a break here. I went and I shaved my head again because I forgot to this morning before my shower. I was like, God damn it. And for anybody who's confused, not bald or anything, I have a mohawk and I keep my head shaved every other day because my hair does grow like crazy. Be jealous all you want. I don't care. And I have to shave it every other day. And I use one of those Andis box razors. And it works out. It works out. I like it. Sorry if the bass is covering everything right now. I'm trying not to screw this up because if there's anything I don't want to do, it's fix some work. And we're moving kind of fast anyway. All right. Get those nails. Get those claws. There you go. All right. How's everybody doing? I hope you're doing as well as I feel. I don't know if I'm doing well. I would say that's enough to be doing well. You feel good? Then you is good. Bow, 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 bow. That's right, yeah. Well, I wanted some music to dance and jump around and, well, not really jump around, just, all around feel good music. So naturally, I went with Sublime. It's not technically something that I consider that I grew up with. I did because it was there in my childhood and all that fun shit, but it's not like I listened to them like I would listen to music today, crush an album at a time and shit. I didn't have an album of Sublime. Reggae was not huge in my life when I was younger. It was primarily metal and other fun stuff like ska. God, I love ska music, man. If you don't know what ska music is, you're missing out. Ska music is so fun. Even when the lyrics are sad. It's just so fun. And I always loved that kind of contrast with music when you could have sad lyrics with fun music. Kind of like Imagine Dragons, the song specifically Zero. I absolutely adore that song. But that's an example of a band I don't listen to. Because I don't listen to Imagine Dragons in my off time. I don't. If I ever listen to them, it's that one song. And that's it. And of course, I got into it from Wreck-It Ralph. Or I should say Ralph Breaks the Internet, not Wreck-It Ralph. So Wreck-It Ralph 2 to the people that don't care. I've mentioned it before. My wife mentioned that it was actually a sad song. Because me and my daughter were dancing around to the credits. And I was like, what are you talking about? She said, yeah, it's actually a pretty sad song. So I stopped what I was doing and I started listening, and it hit me in such a profound way. I was like, oh my God. Like the lyrics were making sense. They were ringing. They were ringing to an old part of me, and I was like, no. So I sat down in private time and listened to it, and cried because it was, one, such a beautiful song, but two, that the fact that it had resonated with me, and I was like, wow, where was this song? Also, I'm glad I didn't have access to the song when I was younger. Otherwise, I'd have just been a fucking... I didn't need more justification for feeling sad. I didn't. What I needed to do was grow the fuck up. And you can call that unhealthy if you want. That's fine. That's just kind of part of being a man's world. You're sad? It sucks, man. Suck it up. You'll get used to it. It'll suck less. That was the lie, is that it will suck less. No, you just deal with it until you become more and more numb to it. But it's okay. Look at us now. We're happy and healthy. We're hoping we're healthy. I keep dropping weight, man. And it's not like I'm not trying to, because I am trying to. But I just bought some 34-inch pants and shorts literally 2 days ago. And yesterday I was joking around with my wife. I was like, "Oh yeah, but oh no, babe. Oh man, my pants are they're already loose. I don't know what's happening." Yeah, they actually turned out to be loose. And I'm not trying to think too much on it because I'm like, all right, you wear pants for days on end, they're going to get stretched out. And before any of you go, ew, man, why would you do that? Screw you. Everybody does that. Or at least any of the men that I know, if you just wore your pants for a couple of hours, dude, they're not dirty. They're not dirty. It depends on what you've been doing. But come on, get with it. They ain't dirty. So yeah, that's why we will have the chair. No, people will have the spot where they put some clothes because they are going to put them back on. You know. Look at your friends next time and just take note of some pants. Pants specifically. Usually we do change our shirts every day. Look at those pants. Make a mental note. And then carry about your day. You see them next time, same pants, chances are they are. Chances are they will be wearing those pants again. Now, if they've been washed since then, that's one thing. But I almost bet you, like, especially if you're the type of people to hang out practically every day, you're gonna see that. You're gonna see it, and hell, you're probably doing it too. I've known some women to wear the same pants for multiple days on end because why the fuck not? They're just pants. They're not dirty. We're fine. If I go to the park with my kids and whatnot, yeah, I'm probably going to change my pants the next day because, I was at the park running around, jumping around, playing in the dirt, having a good time. Yeah, I got dirty. Especially if I got sweaty, yeah, we're probably going to change things. Damn it. Hit the tongue. Not a big deal. I got the cornbread right over there. All right, and we need to get the back of these teeth. Just like a dentist. We're getting all up in there. I actually went to the dentist on Monday. Might have an abscess, might be a cyst. It might be just an infection from a broken tooth. And I'm not sure. And they're not sure. And I got a referral to go see an oral surgeon. So we'll see. The only reason I'm going to see an oral surgeon is because it involves a molar, and my dentist does not mess with molars. He would rather send you to someone who does molars on a daily basis. And he was trying to explain all that, and I was like, no, man, I get that. I get that a lot. Or I don't get that a lot. I understand that. Yeah, why mess with it when you know a perfectly good professional who does that practically on the daily? Hell yeah. Send me there. If that's who you're going to recommend, because I trust my dentist. If that's who you're going to recommend, you bet your ass. I'll go there, no questions asked. Now, if they do something, then I'm going to question him, and then I'm going to come back and question you. Why the hell would you send me? Maybe that was a one-off situation. I can give people the benefit of the doubt. This is a whole lot of conjecture that really doesn't matter right now. So, let's try to get this going for you guys because it is, last I saw, right before we started to record, is that it is 8 a.m. I don't know what time I started. I kind of don't care either, but sight. All right, now we got the mummy robe. Oh my god, my mummy robe is almost out. But then again, we use it a lot. We use it a lot. and I always need to be more mindful of how much I'm using so that I don't use too much, because that's just not fun. That's not fun at all. When you run out, that's not fun. And that pink just didn't show up that much, so I think we are going to go back through. Excuse me. With the Fulgrim pink, and we're going to do it up even more. But first things first. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, okay. All right. I'll give it a nice specific look. I almost went back in with some gray since it is smoky. And I was like, no, because every time I hit it with gray, it just looks like an unfinished model. It looks like the paint had rubbed off and everything like that. And I was like, I can't do that. Can't do that. So until I can really think of a better way, or even if you guys have suggestions on a certain color, by all means, I'm way open to your suggestions. This is not a closed book, guys. I'm totally open to the suggestions. Like I had somebody asking me again the other day, like, dude, do you ever use a wet palette? You know, I see you do this, I see you do that, but you know, I've never seen you use a wet palette, and that might help with some of the things. And I told them the truth, dude. Yeah, I have a wet palette. Yeah, I've used it before. Why am I not using it? Because it's locked away, or not locked away, but it is tucked away in the attic where it really doesn't belong. I'll give you that. It doesn't belong in there. As a painter, that's kind of shameful. But I don't find myself in the position where I need it all that much. I can't. I'm not gonna go digging it out right now. I'm just not. Now, if I could do this painting for full time, if I could literally paint every day, yeah, I would. I would absolutely do that, because then I have a reason. I have a reason. All right, this brush is still a little damp. That's the only bad thing I've noticed about these dry brushes, the Nick Pro, is that they kind of hold that moisture a little. But it's okay. So we're gonna open up Fulgrim Pink for the first time. Yeah. Woo! Man, is that pale. What are we at? 17 minutes? All right. That's not bad, because all we got to do are the eyes and touch up the teeth, and we're done. Oh, that's not too pink. Or, I mean, that's not too pale. I like that. I like that. Sorry, it looks a lot better on... Oh, look out, motherfuckers. You better look the fuck out. Oh, this looks good. This looks lovely. This looks lovely. I like this. Oh, Fulgrim. Oh, Fulgrim. You know, I think I've said it before, but I'll tell everybody again. Just in case we got a new audience here, too. If anybody's new, welcome. I almost named our son... because this was totally a group effort. We almost named my son Fulgrim. I kid you not. And I kind of wish we did. I'm glad we did not. I'm really glad we didn't. But I kind of wish we did. We got so close to the fact that there are pictures, or we have a blanket with names on it. Well, I really like customized stuff. And so I was getting blankets for us. And I shit you not, we have one that says Fulgrim all over it. And we even brought him home. We brought him home in an Emperor's Children onesie. I had it purple, had it custom made on Amazon, so find it anywhere you want. I'm not tagging anybody specific in that. But yeah, oh my god, dude, it was interesting. You know, I could almost go with this Emperor's Children's pink on the tongue. And I bet you that might work. We have to get a larger brush out, unfortunately, but I bet you that might work. It just might. Let's dab a little bit. Because, you know, not all tongues are not just red. Tongues are usually just pink. That'll be all right. That'll be all right. Yeah. Just get some of the get the taste buds on there. Yeah, buddy. Yeah. Yeah, buddy. That works. That works. All right, and we're at 20 minutes. All right, we'll do the eyes, and then that will be done. And as I said in the last episode, I did have this premiere ball with my deck in it, and I will show you guys that here in a second. But we're going to get out our contrast paint of Balret. Ooh, before we do that. All right, Mummy Robe is still there. Where's my tiny brush? All right, Mummy Robe, Mummy Robe, Mummy Robe. I know I'm butchering my own brush here for the sake of the paint. It's all right. It's all right. Just kind of want to get the tips a little bit. Just kind of get those tips. Get them tips. Just gotta get them tips. I don't know what I'm doing. All right. Whenever I do some weird shit like that, guys, just roll with it, okay? It's much safer just to roll with it. And like anybody would probably tell you, any of your extroverts, if you just roll with it, you'll probably end up having fun. So, like I was saying, we gotta get them tips. It's kind of a loose dry brushing that I was doing there. You know, it brings something extra to them toes. For any of you weird old feet people. My God. All right, let's try to get these teeth. And we just might have to use some Nuln Oil everywhere. Because we did not do the layering and the contrasting with the teeth too much here, did we? No, we did not. But that's okay. Because he's turning out looking pretty good. Pretty decent. Pretty gnarly. Am I the only one who uses gnarly anymore? I feel like I am. As a weird-ass millennial, I feel like I'm the only one who actually uses gnarly. But gnarly in a cool way. All right. Ball red. Let's get them eyes. All right. Now, honestly, I could have gone over the eyes with white and then done this. But that's okay. Not sure I want them glowing per se. Even though they be glowing. I don't know. Sometimes he just has some dead red eyes, and ooh, he looks mean with that. Oh, he looks really mean. Just no sign of a pupil or anything. Ugh. All right, and there's Gengar, and you guys are gonna see him, especially with a finished base. You know what? I got the base, and fuck it. Black Legion. Let's just do it up for you guys, and then we'll take a look at those cards. Because this is just the base. We don't have to be the prettiest with it, but we do still have to be careful because we got other shit going on here. The base just needs to be black. We're giving him a rim job. I know, it was the dumbest joke. I couldn't help myself, though. I really, really couldn't. And then I'm probably going to varnish him just to seal off everything and make it safe to pick up and handle. My God, he looks so cool. I was hoping he would look this cool, and there he is looking that cool. But as I promised, a little show and tell. So we have my Premier Ball, and it has my custom deck in here. You guys ready? I don't think you're ready. Are you ready? For my customized deck. That's right. As I told you, I'm a Team Rocket fan. And what kind of deck are we playing with here? Boom! That's right. And you see that little second edition logo? You bet your balls, dude. So this is my personal deck. This is just what me and my wife play with. We don't necessarily follow the Pokemon rules, like for tournaments and stuff. We don't do type matching or anything like that. But I've got a nice little Dark Sylveon from that 25-year pack and whatnot. I'm going to make sure that I have that on top because I like doing that. All right. We got a Nest Ball, blah, blah, blah. I got a nice fat Mewtwo there. Little Fog Crystal. I got a Jigglypuff because why not? Why not? Boss's orders. Of course, I'm going to go with Giovanni instead of anybody else. You bet your goddamn balls, dude. Wigglytuff. Some chest plate. Jigglypuff again. Sigilyph. I love him. Sigilyph. Whatever. Of course I went with the goddamn sandcastle. The lore behind that thing is just ridiculous. I love it. That's right. Mew VMAX. If you guys want it, too bad. Mew V. Mewtwo V. Galarian Articuno V, a different Galarian Articuno V, a Husinian, whatever, if you pronounce it, Typhlosion V, another Mew V. My God, I love this deck, dude. Brock's Grit. A very nice Wigglytuff there. Sandygast, okay. Another Boss's Orders, Mewtwo EX. Gotta love it. Mewtwo V-Star, huh? My God. Imposter Professor Oak. I'll get back to this. All right. Imposter Professor Oak is one of my absolute favorite cards that I've ever had in my life. Because it's my version of like a Team Rocket Oak. All right. Your opponent shuffles his or her hand into his deck and then draws 7 cards. It's not that bad, but you can really wreck someone with that. You can. Or you can wreck yourself because they could end up drawing an amazing hand. I'm sorry if the camera has been shaking like up and down and shit. I'm just too excited. But that is my Team Rocket Psychic deck. And that is Daddy's deck. I love this deck so much. It's so fun. I've gotten my ass kicked plenty of times with this deck because my wife is just that good. She's just that good, man. So anyway, I'll see you guys on the next round. Stay happy and healthy. Do not ask what is next because I keep shifting things around and I just can't make up my mind right now. So, again, I'll see you guys on the next round. Ready? Peace.